How's it going, everybody? Greetings from Nerdiest Diamond. Today we're going on part 4 of Legacy Minosaur Week. And to start that day off, we are taking a look at Legacy Breakdown. This little fucker. Okay. Yeah, it didn't take long, eh? For a good reason. So I tried posting a story on this, but apparently didn't work. Funny story. This guy has been on my problem list for about a month now, and going to Salt Lake, found him. It took going to Salt Lake goddamn city to find him. Only to find him in my hometown a few days ago. Hasbro distribution, everybody. Anyway, let's take a look at this vehicle mode. It is literally just Wildrider. No beating around the bush, but lovely glossy red paint here with a lovely Decepticon symbol. It is gorgeous to look at. Can't deny that. Body kit and the entire sides of the car are lined in this dark blue, which is quite nice. Sucks that the fenders aren't painted blue, but I digress. I think that's only a Fans Toys thing. I don't know if the G1 design did this, but I love that look on the Fans Toys. It just pops so nicely. It is a little obvious, but in person it's actually not that bad. The painted white roof. Let me see. Yep, it's not that bad. In person, anyway. This is actually molded differently. I'll show you when we get to the Stunticons, especially Wildrider. Dumbass peg. Obviously, you can tell the spoilers here, and as you can clearly tell, cut it in half. I'll get to that when we get to robot mode. And the back is actually retooled to look more like a Countach. You can even see the lining around it to match that. They removed that weird thruster bit and tried giving him a taillight array. I still don't get why they didn't mold this to be a little thicker, but I think it's because it rotates this way, so it doesn't collide. He's from the top, he's from the bottom. Yes, he rolls. Anyway, let us take a look at his one accessory, that being this blaster. And it is a fairly accurate G1 blaster. Ignore my paint, I just painted up my Optimus. It's fairly accurate. He has a peg on one side, but he has a square peg on the other, and he has white pegs. It's cast in white, painted black. Yeah, not too bad. I don't get why they didn't paint it metallic purple. I know I could do it myself, but why? Just make like either the barrel here or like some bits of the body purple, like the rest of the team would have matched as I drop it. But there is storage, and it's probably my favorite of them all in terms of just how it works. So like Wildrider, there is a molded slot here in this, and you use the blaster, point it this way, and it just tabs in there. And yeah, that's fucking cool. We haven't seen stuff like this in almost like probably like 6 years, since Counterpunch, the Amazon Counterpunch. That's so cool. Never thought I'd see that on a mainline release ever again. And it works so well. Like, it blends in perfectly. Alrighty, let's get down to some size comparisons. Of course, we start with Earthrise Barricade. And, hey, for here, this actually doesn't look so bad. I don't get it. People are trying to say this is apparently some Lamborghini that I think is a prototype. I don't recall the exact specifics behind it, but I don't know, but forget that. It's just Wildrider's Ferrari with a different back and spoiler. That's it. Ignoring that. Yeah, don't look so bad. Okay, barrel roll, okay. Yeah, Breakdown's bigger. Like, Breakdown is noticeably bigger. But I think these guys don't look so bad next to each other, especially the contrasting colors of black and creamy white. Beautiful. Of course, the Lambros, and this is where it'll get interesting. For me, I think this is where they should have put their money in for Breakdown, and they still could have made them combine and everything. This is the problem. Like, they should have easily used the Sideswipe / Sunstreaker mold, like, as a mix. They could have pulled that off. Like, for me, I think they easily could have just tried and scoot back Breakdown. I think they easily could have just made a like it being like a hodgepodge like combination, because in reality people forget this is where Breakdown's chest is. This is his legs. I think they could have easily pulled something off with that idea in mind. So, Printformers, to print formers, please, I have an idea for you. Try and make a Legacy Breakdown, but make it correct and use the Lamborghini mold as a base, as like an idea. And make sure Breakdown's chest is the rear, because that's what makes him iconic. Plus, he has the spoiler on his back. That's another thing that makes him so unique. But yeah, otherwise, these guys don't look horrible next to each other. I don't think they'll have bad. It's just, my goodness, it's annoying that he's not either of these guys. But anyway, they don't look so bad. Earthrise Optimus, well, yeah, he's trailerless this time. I don't really care about it. I hate the trailer. And like the other three, yeah, he's way too small. He's not too big, he's too small. That's the problem. But, again, it doesn't look that bad. Not really much to say other than what has already been said. Unite Warriors Breakdown. Now, Lazy Eyebrow, this is where your hate should go, not to dead end this guy. Oh, dear. My camera is making this look disgusting, but in person it's not that gross of a, like, fleshy cream color. In reality, it is actually a nicer shade of cream instead of, like, what you're seeing. This, yeah. Very different styles. Like, this actually is more like an actual Lamborghini, if anything. I'm not sure what model. It's not based off of any real model, but it certainly has inspiration from different ones. Not terrible. Those giant rims are so goofy. Just takes me back to Crackdown days. Yeah, noticeably huge, but that's because this is a lie. And yeah, pretty interesting, if I'm being honest. And of course, the goddamn Stunticons. Oh yeah, this team shapes up so nicely. Like I say, for me, my rule of thumb for the Stunticons is all three modes have to matter. All three, especially their vehicle modes. They matter more than the Autobot ones. Oh man, this is such a lovely lineup. Look at them all. Just the contrasting colors. More or less, they all have one matching color that I like, and that's red, as you can see. Mostly red. He's got red. I love that. And for me as well, purple when I get to it. But yeah, this is such an awesome lineup. And let's get Dragstrip and Dead End out of here. Show you guys Wildrider and Breakdown here. So, as you can see, obviously, they remolded the ports so that they can go in the back for the spoiler. Let me take those pieces off. They also remolded the side bits to look a little more like a Countach, which I kind of like, but my goodness, is that more annoying. And of course, the entire back is completely different, which I do like. It's supposed to match that of the blinders on the Countach itself. I think you call it a visor, actually, but I can't recall off the top of my head. But yeah, it's cool that they tried remolding it, but you could have just done a new mold. Why didn't you guys do that? Damn it. But yeah, this doesn't look horrible. It does allow them to look different. The difference by using a spoiler is certainly it's certainly there. It makes it feel so different. Alrighty, let's get them out of here. Alrighty. And with that, let us get down to some transformation. So first things first, let's get this blaster out of here. Yeah, because it's a painted peg, if I drop it, painted peg, it's super tight. We can actually leave the spoilers. So, this is actually tighter, but get the windshield out. Flip back. Flip this back. Split it. It is the same as Wildrider, so we're just going to ghost it, basically. Let's just do this. And then, fold the arms forward. You got to do the arms forward first because it actually helps with the legs. And then get that swung around. Make sure you straighten it. And flip the feet down, untab them. And I like to do is, because I split the spoiler in half, I like to rotate the spoiler down. Adds a little extra step and it looks a little more cohesive. Oops, adjust the camera. There we go. Spin the waist around. Flip out hands. Straighten that out. And what I like to do for Breakdown's backpack, it does suck, but what I like to do is I like to make sure I like the rims being out like that. I don't know why, I just do. It doesn't look that great, especially from every other angle. Like, if it was just the wheels or just the bits of the fender instead of the whole hood, I think it would look a lot better. Alright, last thing to do is the head. Take it out, swing it around, tab it back in. And there you have Breakdown in robot mode. And yeah, this is why I say he isn't the weakest link to me, if I'm being honest. He's certainly got, like, a lot more qualms and points towards him than Dead End does. But, and especially, like, the redone chest, it really helps with this guy. And the beautiful silver contrasting the navy blue is certainly helping that. Let's get a close look at that oh so lovely head sculpt. Look at that. Look at that ugly mug. Let's get a better light on that. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful yellow eyes, glossy orange face. And the whole head is completely painted. It is light piped, but just like Wildrider, it's kind of a bitch and not really worth it. And overall, this guy is just really, really nice to look at. Let's zoom out. Like I said, the redone chest really helps make this guy feel so unique to him. Same as the arms. The redone crotch also does help, although I don't know why they just let the venting up here and not move it down here. Would have gave it some definition and helped it a lot more. Sucks they didn't do the double circle thing for his knees and remove this, but still cool molded detail regardless. And yeah, that's basically everything we've seen on Wildrider. Just in the unholy-ish backpack of death itself. And yeah, not terrible. So I'm not going to go over articulation because it is just Wildriders, but there is one bit I will go over, or two actually. They actually fixed my goddamn hips on Breakdown, whereas if in Wildrider, if you watch that, it just straight up went from here to here. Like, it just ignored the space in between. Same with this side. Look at that. That is exactly how it should be. Except the knees, however, did not get fixed, as you can see. There's just like stooping points, which I'm going to take the knee apart and do that myself because it really helps this thing. It really does. But yeah, so let us go over some size comparisons. Well, geez, Barricade wasn't that bit dramatic. There's nothing over there, just the wall. But yeah, here's Breakdown with Barricade in. That doesn't look horrible. Like I said, I think the Stunticons for me should be like pretty tall, like Ironhide tall, maybe a little taller. Especially like in my universe, Breakdown and Wildrider are much bigger vehicles, allowing them to be bigger. But this looks pretty good, honestly. And again, like the contrasting colors really helps. The Lambros, and hey, I guess Sunstreaker's finally comfortable with Red Alert being here instead. But yeah, like, again, doesn't look so bad. I might even do a video, like, with Dead End and Wildrider. I might even do a video with, like, how I would imagine, like, these two molds could work for Breakdown as his own thing. But I did explain it earlier, but I don't know if I want to do a whole video on that. I'll think about it. But yeah, like, here it doesn't look so bad. Earthrise Optimus, and again, this, like the others, this is where I think a perfect height works for me in terms of Breakdown to Prime because of small Optimuses. Like, that Breakdown is in this middle section of Prime rather than at his waist, which I do like. And yeah, this looks pretty good, for me anyway. And yeah, oh dearie me, that camera really makes him look ugly. Woo! Yeah, this abomination, like... Oh boy, quite lovely. Yeah, it's great. Look at him. Just look at him. Yeah. This is what 7 years does to you. Thank goodness. Oh man, the only thing this guy has is those circle bits on his knees, and they do look cool here. But that's it. Horrible. Incredible. And of course, the Stunticons, and oh baby, god damn it. Oh, this is such a surreal sight to me. Just seeing official mainline Stunticons like this, and they all look incredible. Yeah, it's truly surreal. They look fantastic next to each other. Just look at them. Look at them. They look like a real team. And yeah, that's just what it is. They look amazing. So that's been my look at Legacy Deluxe Breakdown, and yeah, he is not as bad as Dead End, although that's not saying much. Dead End isn't that terrible. But this guy gets a lot of hate for ultimately not much. Yes, he only has one blaster, and he uses the spoiler as an accessory, which I have changed. But it's not terrible. It is just Wildrider, which Wildrider is actually a good mold. But he has good proportions and whatnot. It's just that ultimately, yes, he is just a repaint. He is the second weakest Stunticon to me, because again, it is just Wildrider with fresh paint. That doesn't make him necessarily bad. As you can see, he does look great with the rest of his team. Just a good-looking bot. If he was his own mold, I would much prefer that, but he's certainly not terrible. He is with flaw, of course. What else is new? But he's certainly not bad either. The vehicle mode, while being a Ferrari, is still really nice. Just giving it a fresh coat of paint and a spoiler certainly makes it all the better. And the use of weapon storage being in the engine bay is certainly amazing. And to add, the spoiler, I did the mod by simply getting my X-Acto knife, the sharpest one I have, and burning it. Get a blowtorch or just anything that just shoots fire out and just burn the blade. Slice it down as middle as you possibly can. And there you go. You have split spoiler. And yeah, he is great. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I certainly had a lot of fun making it. All I gotta say is 4 down, 1 to go. This has been Nerdy as Time, rolling out.